Get you in trouble all the time. All right, the news at 5:30 begins with this. Revelations that the founder of American University owned slaves is sparking a new conversation. The university is working to figure out if it had anything to do with the fate of a black neighborhood in the early 1900s. Reno City was a community made up mostly of former slaves following the Civil War. WUSA 9's Michael Quander broke this story yesterday. He's here in the studio tonight. And Mike, what have you learned?
Yeah, well, Leslie, Reno City was about 52 acres of land just north of Tinleytown, right here in northwest Washington. Imagine it being about a little less than the size of 50 football fields. It was a place where many African Americans made lives for themselves after slavery. And well, that was until developers and the government came in and knocked it down. Point Reno is the highest natural point in Washington, D.C., a place that used to be farmland, depending on slaves to work the fields. The Union Army seized the property during the Civil War in 1861 and turned it into a fort and lookout point. But after the conflict ended 5 years later, this place began transforming into a community called Reno City.
These probably are the most pertinent ones.
According to these history books at the Tinleytown Library, African Americans and some working class whites bought and rented property there for as little as $5 down. People who lived in the area made decent lives for themselves, with 3 black churches, a black Masonic lodge, and a school. But as middle-class white people moved into the homes in nearby Tinleytown, federal planners seemed to have their eyes on Reno City. The feds put in schools, a park, and reservoirs. By the 1950s, the government condemned and tore down many of the homes in Reno City, and that was the end of the 80-year-old community and everything they built. Yeah, now a student op-ed article drew conclusions that the founding of American University in 1893 attracted developers to Tinleytown, which may have been the beginning of the end of Reno City. But we didn't find anything that suggested that exactly. But after learning the founder of AU inherited slaves, the university created a panel to do research on the school's history, and this is just one of the things that they'll be looking to get clarity on. Michael Quander, WUSA 9.
Yeah, Michael, it's a busy week for American University. It's set to inaugurate its first female president tomorrow. Sylvia Burwell is the former Health and Human Services Secretary, and she will serve as the college's 15th president.